All right, art students, welcome back to another drawing lesson. So this is the finished product right here. And what I'm going to do is something a little different. I am going to do a speed drawing in the beginning. And then at the end, I will cover some of the points that I think you need to know if you decide to redraw this. And that way, if you just wanted to be entertained and see it, it's right there. And if you want to draw it at the end of it, you'll have that little quick drawing lesson. All right, so let's just get on with it. Let's go. All right, so I just want to do this quick action pose position. No pressure of having to explain and so forth. But at the end of it, I just want to just give a few pointers on doing it should you choose to do yourself. And I think the biggest thing is the lean. I did the lean on here, just lean that. Then I started with this, the torso, give it a 3/4. Put the tuna can, the waist on it, and then your hips. The one leg is out more, the other leg goes back. But I think the biggest thing is just having that lean, and then you curve that head. I could have curved that head up a little bit more, using that neck, which comes down to that center point, which would be right here. He's going to be looking that way, and you won't see some of that shoulder. You got a little perspective going here. This goes up into the delt. This right here. Remember, I always say you have this is the collarbone, and it's like a weight on the end, 2 weights on the end. So when you lift one up, that little weight is going to go up too. So this one goes up and it goes around, and that arm tucks under that. How do you do an arm? Oval and a triangle. Triangle. Let's do this again. Oval like this, and a triangle on the end. Chop that triangle off where you want the wrist. So when you're trying to do perspective, just shift that around a little bit. So you still have your oval. It's not going to be as long depending on how much you turn it. And then you just bring this little triangle part in more. Instead of having it on the end, you bring it in more, and that determines how much of a pointing direction it's at. And then you bring it here, and then you're going to have that opening. So same thing, just that oval, and then that triangle right there, that opening. And then you put your hand there, put whatever type of gun you want. So this one is going to go back behind, your elbow is going to go back here, and it's going to come out there. Actually, it's not going to go straight. It's going to go more of a, not a straight back, but more of an outward, but still the outwardness is covering it. Straight back like this. Outward is more like this. You'll have that more opening to that cylinder, and then you're going to have it come back out. So you're just going to have that. And a lot of poses are like that when you cock that arm back for that punch or whatever. And this could be, it doesn't have to be a gun. It could be like an energy blast or something like that. So it's just the positions. There are really no new positions. There's just the angle that you present the position at, because a punch is a punch and a handshake is a handshake. There's no new handshakes, out there, unless you make up some kind of crazy one. But a general handshake is a general handshake. A punch is a punch. It's just the angle that you twist it to be seen, and the angle of the camera angle, the camera height. So, there's really nothing new out there under the sun. So, of course, this leg is here. This leg is here. And usually I measure it by this little piece right here, which is called something. I don't know what that's called. I don't want it too long. I was working on another drawing. I'll show you that drawing. This is the soldier drawing, but I had to do it. It's been about, I'm telling you, it's been about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks since I started this. But every time I come back, I see something a little too long or too short or too out of place. So that'll probably be the next video you see. So I'm still correcting it. Like, this is way too long. This is just way too long. So yeah, I guess I always stop your drawing. Walk away, come back, and then you see, what's good and what's bad. Most cases, if something's not right, if you say, hey, something's not right, then it's probably not. So you probably can't figure it out. Just come back later. So then you have your knee, and then you have your other, and these two are just the same as the arm. You have this cylinder, and you have this triangle right here. Same thing. This is wider. This is narrower. Chop it off. Put your foot down here. So I brought this one back. Give them some lean on weight, and of course the foot is bent like that. And then you have your quick drawing. Give a little bit of that, because this curves around and it goes under there. Where this, getting into more detail, the stomach, this comes down, and there's going to be your stomach, and your stomach actually curves in. Blue pencil, blue pencil. Your abs. I always do this little M right here, this V, and then come around, and it comes in because right here you have your love handles, and that's going to be right there, which are your I forgot that. I used to not know what that was to save my life. So up under here where it curves, say like if you do the middle of your collarbone curving around down here, that's going to be your, geez, I just don't remember anything now. And then after that, your lats come right behind that. Your lats come right behind that. This is just to show you that your lats curve. Don't try to draw that. And then you have, as I say, your stomach comes in and then out and all the way down. So this one comes the same way and all the way down. And then you have this little bit of rib right here. And at the top of the rib, where the ribs come around at, this love handle obliques, thank you, connect. And right under the obliques, you have the buttocks right here and your legs come in. So you're gonna see some of that buttocks from that. And your legs are kind of like this. And then that's gonna be that middle piece, which comes down and curves up. Your knee in the center because you have those muscles that come up here. I think this is the shorter muscle and this is the longer one. And you have that V right here in the middle. And then you have some going around here. You have some of that meat going around here. And since I am running out of colors, you have your knee. I just do the triangle for the knee. Remember, this comes up and back. This comes all the way up, leaving it V. You have this comes around and it goes down into that where that ankle is. So right under there, you have that calf, the set up shin bone. You have a little bit of meat on the side of here, and it goes out to that other one too. So since I did this one in fast motion without any words, I just wanted to show you guys the actual process of doing that. And then remember, if you're using a gun, you're gonna have to know your, what am I looking for? You're gonna have to know your angles, and I'm gonna do this wrong just because I'm trying to show you. This one was straight on, straight box, simple, straight rectangle, simple. But when you get up here, you have to remember, because it's above the eye line, you're gonna see some of the bottom of it. Let's just do the front of the gun. You're gonna see some of the bottom of that gun. And since I put a little sight on it, a scope, it's going to go back like that. The same way as this. This should go back. It's going to be like this. Same thing like that. Pretty much. It's not going to point. It's not going to end right there. The points are not going to connect right there. But just perspective. Remember your perspective. And it's just stacking squares on top of one another, and they all going to meet up at the same point. And the same thing with the handle or yeah, it's going to be the square again, seeing the bottom, and this, seeing the bottom of the trigger guard. I believe that's what it's called, trigger guard. Come on, Brian, you like guns. You should know all this. So just remember when you're doing that to, hopefully this is coming out because my camera is doing some craziness. Just remember, it's just all perspective. All perspective. Just going to that perspective point, which leads to everything else, because this guy is, he's in perspective. So you have your knees, your feet, and this is rough. Your knees, your feet. This is going back. Same thing with the head. I think I showed you the head in one of my videos, if not the one that's coming up. I do the oval. Since this is red, I do the oval. Find where my eye line is. Is it looking up? Is he looking down? This one's looking up. At this point and this point, I make that little, whatever, the slingshot, I guess you call it. I don't know what you call that shape. Here's my chin. From the chin going up, that's where your nose is going to fit in there, and your eyes are going to fit on the outside. So depending on, you know, what kind of character you're drawing, so it's going to be like this. Here's my chin. It's going to be like this. So it's going to come up here and then turn wherever this line is. That's where my mouth is going to be. So on this side, it's going to do the same thing. You won't see a lot, but it's going to be right there. This is my mouth. I use that as like the bottom lip kind of chin thing. Your nose, as I say, your nose is going to fit from here on up, like this. Your nose is going to fit in here. Basically, what they're saying is your nose is supposed to be the size of an eye. Same size as your eye. This is going to go up. This is going to come down and then out. Your eye is going to fit on that line. I usually do the top part and then the bottom part. Try to keep it even. And yeah, and then your ear is going to be here, right here. You're going to have your little temple that goes in, And then it's the rest of your head. And if you use those lines, you should pretty much be able to keep it straight. And your skull is going to go right back. It's going to go out more and tuck in from the ear. And then your neck is going to be right there under that ear to go here to this point. So yeah, that's a jacked up little face, but it's the guidelines that it's the guidelines that you should follow. And if the eyes are too far apart, just bring them a little closer. I mean, you don't have to stick with that, but that's like supposed to be like the perfect face measurements, because you're supposed to be able to get like 5 eyes across your face. But if you're doing some kind of alien or some bad guy criminal or some cartoony kind of character, it doesn't really matter. It's your character. Do what you gotta do. And then sometimes I give them that little cheekbone just to cover up some of that open space right there. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. I just want to get a quick action pose position out for you guys, because as I said, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since this other thing that I'm working on. I don't know why it's taking so long. Maybe I'm not supposed to draw that, but anyway, here you go. I'm going to do a few more quick action pose positions. Get back into that so that you guys can kind of create your characters, and then you dress them how you want to dress them. All right, so that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully it all worked out, because my camera is doing some crazy stuff in the monitor. All right, see you guys in the next video.